In the teachings of Christ, one of the most comforting and profound messages is the call to not worry about tomorrow, a directive that resonates deeply with those seeking peace in an unpredictable world. Jesus' words remind us that life is too precious to be overshadowed by anxieties over things beyond our control. The encouragement to live in the present and entrust our future to God provides a pathway to release the burdens of anxiety and fear, leading us toward a peace that can only be achieved through faith in a higher purpose. Through this teaching, we are invited to trust in God as a constant source of protection and care, acknowledging that our lives, with all their complexities and challenges, are held securely in His hands. The message to live in the present, grounded in faith, is not merely an abstract spiritual concept but a profoundly practical approach to life. It calls us to focus on what can be achieved today rather than letting fear of the unknown consume us. When we make a habit of concentrating on the here and now, we can cultivate a genuine appreciation for each moment, fully engaging with the opportunities that God places before us daily. The Scriptures, especially in the Gospel of Matthew, underscore this by encouraging believers to seek first the kingdom of God, Matthew chapter 6.33, which is a way of prioritizing divine purpose over earthly concerns. By seeking God's kingdom and righteousness, we reorient our lives to focus on what truly matters, knowing that everything else will be added to us. Each day offers unique opportunities for growth, love, and service, and by living in the present, we can appreciate the beauty of simplicity and the peace that comes from purpose. Moreover, this teaching underscores the importance of humility and the necessity of trusting in God's wisdom rather than our limited understanding. Acknowledging that we are not in control of all outcomes requires a humble spirit willing to release the illusion of control. Proverbs chapter 3.5-6 offers timeless guidance. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. Humility teaches us to recognize that, while our efforts are valuable, the ultimate direction of our lives is shaped by God's wisdom. This realization liberates us from the pressure of needing to manage every detail, enabling us to surrender anxieties about the unknown with the confidence that God's plans are always for our good, even when we cannot fully understand them. Throughout the Scriptures, examples of God's steadfast care for His people provide a deep sense of reassurance. These stories serve as reminders that God is not distant or detached but is intimately involved in the lives of those who trust Him. A powerful example is found in the journey of the Israelites through the wilderness, where God miraculously provided for His people despite the scarcity of resources around them. Manna fell from heaven each day, water flowed from a rock when needed, and they were guided by a cloud by day and a fire by night. Exodus chapters 16-17. These acts of divine provision reinforce that God is ever present and actively supporting us in our journey. Knowing that God is with us through every challenge helps us to face each day with courage, resting in the promise that His care is unending and perfectly suited to our needs. One of the most profound benefits of releasing worry is the inner peace that naturally follows. When we allow ourselves to be weighed down by fear, we become ensnared in a cycle of doubt and insecurity that obscures our ability to experience joy. Jesus' teaching invites us to free ourselves from these self-imposed burdens, opening our hearts to the peace that transcends all understanding. Philippians chapter 4.7. Letting go of anxiety does not mean that we avoid responsibility. Rather, it means that we adopt a healthier perspective on the events of our lives. Worrying is, in a sense, an exercise in futility. No amount of worry can alter future outcomes. Instead, worry drains our emotional and mental resources, leaving us less capable of responding to life's challenges with clarity and resolve. By surrendering our anxieties, we can redirect our energy to what truly matters, experiencing a life rich with joy, contentment, and purposeful action. In times of hardship or trial, the call to live without worry provides a clear and comforting path forward. When we face unexpected struggles, trusting in God can be challenging, but it is through faith and prayer that we find the strength to endure. Jesus' words urge us to view challenges not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth, both spiritually and emotionally. In Romans chapter 5.3-5, The Apostle Paul speaks to this perspective, writing that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. This outlook encourages us to face each day with resilience, rooted in the knowledge that every experience serves a purpose within God's greater plan. Through prayer, we connect with God, seeking His strength and wisdom to navigate our trials. In doing so, we cultivate a peace that persists even amid difficulty, knowing that each hardship refines our faith and draws us closer to Him. Prayer, an essential component of the Christian life, becomes a wellspring of inner peace and a source of release from daily stress. When we turn to God in prayer, we have the opportunity to unburden our minds and hearts, laying our worries at His feet. Jesus invites us to, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew chapter 11:28, a powerful reminder of the comfort and strength we can find in prayer. Through prayer, we not only seek guidance and support but also experience a release from the burdens that weigh us down. Prayer reinforces our faith, reminding us that we have a sanctuary in God, a place where we can find rest and renewal. It is through this relationship with God that we are able to live each day with greater confidence, knowing that we are not alone in our struggles and that God's support is always near. Christ's teaching also draws from the natural world, using analogies that deepen our understanding of trust and reliance on God. In Matthew chapter 6:26-29, Jesus describes the birds of the air that do not sow or reap, yet are sustained, and the lilies of the field that are beautifully adorned without effort. These examples illustrate God's detailed and loving care for even the smallest aspects of creation, reinforcing the idea that if He provides for them, He will certainly provide for us. Observing nature serves as a reminder that every part of creation is cared for by God, and we, as His children, are no exception. Just as He tends to each bird and flower, He is deeply concerned with our well-being. These analogies invite us to embrace each day with a spirit of gratitude and trust, confident that God is overseeing every detail of our lives. Trusting in God's timing and wisdom frees us to focus on the present with a sense of peace, knowing that the future is secure in His hands. The Bible emphasizes this truth in Ecclesiastes chapter 3:1. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Recognizing that each moment has its purpose allows us to live fully in the present, trusting that God's design for our lives is unfolding perfectly. By releasing our grasp on the future, we open ourselves to the blessings of the present, experiencing life with gratitude and joy. Trusting in God's plan also encourages us to approach each day with purpose, confident that everything we need for this moment has already been provided by a loving and attentive Father. Living a life of trust in God is not only a way to avoid unnecessary worry, it is an invitation to a life of complete surrender. Surrendering to God means letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, resting in the assurance that His plan is inherently good. This surrender represents an act of profound faith, acknowledging that God is involved in every detail of our journey. Trusting in God does not guarantee that life will be free from challenges, but it does mean that we believe every experience, whether joyful or challenging, holds significance within His grand design. This knowledge brings comfort, reminding us that even in difficult moments, we are moving closer to God's ultimate purpose for us. In conclusion, the message to not worry about tomorrow is one of liberation, joy, and freedom. By focusing on the present, we are invited to appreciate the beauty of each day, finding contentment in our blessings and hope for what is to come. Trusting in God's love and provision for our future transforms our outlook on life, allowing us to live with a peace that remains steady even in the face of uncertainty. This teaching assures us that we are held in God's loving embrace, freeing us from the weight of fear and worry. Living in the present, with confidence that tomorrow rests in God's hands, enables us to experience a life filled with deeper fulfillment, gratitude, and love. We are reminded that with God by our side, we are never truly alone, and each step forward is taken under His compassionate guidance.